Hello, my art friends. I have a new art supply to talk about today. As far as I know, this is pretty new to the market. This is the Kuretake Granulating Colors. I like a good granulating color. I like to use them in landscapes a lot to make trees. I even like to make sunsets and stuff. I just think granulating colors are beautiful. I am aware you can make them yourself, but I don't want to go to that much bother, so I like the convenience of having granulated colors all in one. I do like the Kuretake Tambi watercolors. I have quite a few of them. They're beautiful. They're more opaque. I'm not sure what to expect with these. I'm going to guess these are a little more transparent than the other ones I have. The normal Tambi, they're a little opaque and they kind of dry shiny sometimes. You have to add quite a bit of water to these to get these effects. So yeah, I think they're going to be fairly transparent. Anyway, let's get these out of the box and check them out. Okay, this is what we're working with here. These all look fairly the same shade as they're dry in these pans. So we have Aurora Red, Aurora Pink, Aurora Orange, Aurora Blue, and Aurora Violet. Now, I've seen a couple other people review these, and you really have to get a lot of water incorporated with these to get some really dreamy-like effects. So we're going to do today, I've got my little flower palette marked, and we're going to put a whole bunch of water in here in the wells to see kind of, you can see when you add a lot of waters, some of the pigments drop out, and as they dry, you can tell what they're going to look like, but I'm going to do that in these pans. We're going to take a look at it tomorrow after they've dried a little bit to see what they look like. But while I'm doing that, I'm also going to make my swatches. So if you'd like to see what these new Tambi granulating colors are all about, stay tuned. All right, so the instructions say to take a water brush and put some water in your pans to get them activated. I've got a pipette. So that's what we're doing. Now, they do give you an extra mixing pan along with it. That's nice, I guess. I'm probably not going to use it today. Like I said, I'm going to mix it in my little flower dish here. And we're also going to swatch as we go along. All right, so let's do this red. I'm going to go ahead and do full strength towards the top. Okay, now our next one is the pink. Hope this is catching on camera, but then you can see the red and like the blue over here separating. Pretty cool. When you're using granulating colors, this is not a hairdryer situation, folks. You want these to naturally dry to get all their splendor. The more water, the better for these. They really need that water for those pigments to settle out. Sometimes I like to drop just an extra little bit of water in there, see what happens. Okay, next up is our orange. It's hard to say if that's going to be like an orange and teal or an orange and green. I'm not really sure what the situation is there. Okay, there's some really fun things happening in these paint wells. Isn't that cool? Next, we're on to our blue, and yeah, you can kind of see the activation there. I mean, this looks impressive there. Ooh. This is the only one so far you can tell is a different color when you go straight in. The other ones all looked brown. This one looks different. Okay, so I know these are going to look pretty cool when they dry, but we can definitely tell this one here is we got some red and like a base, like a teal. The pink, you got the pink base and more of barely a turquoisey color. We've got orange and a more aqua going on there. The blue, I'm seeing blue and like a burgundy. And the violet hasn't dried down enough for me, but it almost looks like a purplish and a blue in there. Time will tell. We're going to let these dry and check them out tomorrow because it should be really neat, almost marbled, but we'll see. All right. It's too early to tell on these guys. You can start to see it. I mean, you can tell. You can tell what's granulating out. But let's let these set and do a deeper investigation once they dry. Right, it is the next day. All these things are dried. We have a lot of fun things to talk about. Let's pick up what's going on in these dried wells. By the way, this idea came from, I think it's Diane Antone, might be her channel. She did this kind of experiment, and the directions do say add a lot of water. So here's our red dried. You can definitely see the two colors are pink, orange, blue, violet. Okay, and these will re-wet, so I'll use this again. Here are the color swatches. Let's get this up close. You can see the red is the dominant color, and then we have like a tealy color, or pink, orange and green, interesting combination. And this is more like a blue and red, I thought. And this looks like a purplish pink and blue, but I'm going to show you on this other sample. It looks a little different. So these are my swatches dried out. Very cool. And then this is on Arch's rough watercolor paper, so it's got quite a bit of surface grit and tooth. And I wet this down and I just dripped paint. And I did a couple of little splatters on top of that. So this is our red over here. And it's almost like a pinky red. And you can see that green wicking out from it. This is the pink. You get pinks and purples. And that turquoise color. Now, this is the orange and brown one. I'm sorry, this is the orange and green. You do get some brown rusty colors in the middle. This is our blue. I thought this was very interesting because on my swatch up here, it looked like the other color that was involved with it was a reddish. Almost looks like an orangey coral in here. Either or, it's fun. But that really separated nicely. You can tell two very distinct colors going on in there. And then down here, this was our violet. We've got this pink, and we got blue, and I know this kind of interfered over here with our aqua color, but there's like almost a sky blue going on. So that's very pretty. So you can see a couple different ways you can use this. You can use it just as watercolor paint and it'll do some cool things. Or you can make some really neat sunsets and background effects if you just splatter paint into a damp surface. It does some really neat effects. So this is what our palette is dried. It's really hard to tell what's what in here. But it's marked down here, and I'll keep it in this little box. But yeah, I think these look pretty good. They look comparable to all of my other granulating watercolors. Let me get out some swatches of those so you can compare. I have all my swatches on like a key ring, and I hang them up to the side so I can always refer back to them. These are Schmincke. Now, I purposely chose more earthy colors. These are more punchy. But, yeah, they're just as granulating as the Schmincke ones. Another sample I got, these are the Supervision ones I got from Amazon. Oh, these had some pretty cool colors too. Oh, these are the new ones. These are comparable. Yeah, very pretty colors. These remind me more of a sunset situation. This might be pretty fun for fall leaves with the orangey, greeny, brown situation going on. Anyway, I love them all, of course. So I'm going to have plenty of fun getting to know the Genze Tambi granulating watercolors from Kuretake. As you can see, they can get pretty opaque up here if you use them straight with hardly any water, but they do dilute out pretty nicely if you're looking for something a little more translucent. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like these kind of videos, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!